South Africa's economy is not creating jobs fast enough to absorb all the people entering the job market, which has led to the number of job seekers unable to find work rising to a new high of almost 8.4 million people. People aged between 15 and 24 years and 25 and 34 years continue to have the highest unemployment rates at 60.8% and 41.7% respectively. There is an urgent need to explore solutions that can address this growing crisis. Property Point, which is a small business accelerator, believes that fostering and accelerating small businesses is a crucial pathway to job creation and economic recovery. Maphefo Sipula, who is an economist and head of research at Property Point, joins me now. Good afternoon, Maphefo. I mean, this is seriously a crisis, and we talk about how high these numbers are, but these numbers aren't just numbers. It's actually people on the ground that we deal with all the time. How have you thought about this crisis and the role that small business can play in alleviating what we're seeing out there?
Hi, good afternoon. Thanks so much for having me. Definitely, I think it is a crisis, and I think for us as Property Point working within the SME space, I think we're seeing small businesses are critical to kind of solving this challenge. What we know is that the National Development Plan speaks to, that small businesses will be creating jobs, 9 out of 10 jobs by 2030, which is kind of showcasing around the importance of the SME sector, particularly as the backbone in terms of driving economic growth as well as tax revenue. But I think what we are seeing that although small businesses are recognized from a policy perspective that they are job creators, I think there are a number of challenges that they still face which inhibits them from being able to create those jobs. And one of them being around access to markets and access to finance that really allows them to be able to generate income and scale their operations, which allows them then to absorb additional capacity within their businesses. But I think also around issues around red tape as well, which also kind of inhibit them to be able to kind of focus on the building their business and the growth of their businesses as well.
Right. When it comes to innovative approaches, I mean, what can we be implementing that would help us to be able to at least turn a corner around this? Because there have been many of initiatives, but what could work?
I think definitely incubation and acceleration programs play a critical role in supporting of entrepreneurs. I think particularly when you're looking at youth entrepreneurs, there is a need to kind of really look at some of the solutions that we're providing in terms of access to finance. I think really just creating an environment which allows for innovation, which is kind of limiting at this stage, and really access to kind of seed funding, which really allows them to kind of focus in terms of ideation and building solutions that address our current challenges. So I think programs like a Property Point are critical in terms of being able to support entrepreneurs in terms of building their capacity as well.
The kind of success you're seeing when it comes to those programs, what has worked?
I think what we've seen has definitely worked is the importance of collaboration, particularly between the private sector and private and public sector. I think that's been quite crucial and at the heart of our success. And we have seen, over the past 16 years that we've been working with small businesses, we've worked with over 500 entrepreneurs. We've seen them being able to generate over 3,000 jobs over the past 16 years, and that's full-time jobs. But I think what has been critical is that collaboration. I think having a kind of a holistic approach and really that kind of focus around both, not just business development support, but also kind of access to finance and access to markets, which is quite crucial.
There's been quite a lot of excitement around the GNU, especially post-elections. What will you be paying attention to, as this GNU unfolds over the next 6 to 12 months, and how that can help make a dent when it comes to that unemployment amongst the youth?
Yeah, I think everyone is really paying close attention to the GNU. I think that's something new for us as a country. But I think particularly looking at some of the policy initiatives and as they kind of align between the different political parties. And I think for us, it really is around intention and implementation. I think we can speak around really great policies, but I think it's really around the implementation and ensuring that small businesses are at the heart of those policies. I think will be quite critical as well.
Maphefo, thank you so much for your time. That is Maphefo Sipula, who is an economist and head of research at Property Point.